Okay, this is Thursday afternoon, but it's the lecture for Friday, January 8th. Your objectives are that you're going to be able to solve equations that, one, use the distributive property to remove parentheses, and your second objective is combine like terms. Okay, so our first order of business is to define our key terms. Distributive property. The distributive property is, by the way, do you have your notebook out? You should have your notebook next to you, and you should be writing down the key terms as I write them also. So the distributive property is how we remove parentheses. For example, right here, let's say I have something that looks like this. 3 parentheses 5x minus 9. I have a parentheses. There's something in front of it. I can't go on until I remove the parentheses. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to distribute the 3 to both terms inside. So the terms, if you look at them, here's one term, here's another term. I'm going to distribute the 3, and what I'm going to get, 3 times 5, 15x. 3 times negative 9, negative 27. That is using the distributive property to remove parentheses. We're going to do more of that, so at least you should have one example with your notes. The next one is like terms. Like terms are, they have the same variable, to the same power. In IM1, almost all of our variables will have the power of 1 or 0. So we're not going to be dealing with big powers. What does that look like? Well, like terms could be, examples, 7 plus 9 minus 3 plus 8. Those are all like terms. They all have the same variable, which is no variable. That's okay. That is a variable to the 0 power. So you just combine your like terms. I got 7 plus 9 is 16. Take away 3 is 13, plus 8 is 21. Or you could have like 4g minus 9g. Well, they have the same variable, g, to the same power, 1. So all I'm going to do is combine the 4 and take away 9 from it. Negative 5g. 4 g's, take away 9 g's. I'm short 5 g's. Hopefully I'm not, but that's one way to think about it. Okay, if you do not have this written down in your notes, the 4 steps, please do so now. We had this up yesterday. We're putting it up again today. How to solve an equation. Be able to describe what is happening to your variable. Well, that's what we did yesterday or today. And following the 4 steps. Here are the 4 steps. Today, or for Friday, you're going to be going over this step, combine like terms, and PEMDAS backwards. You're not going to be doing step 3 in yet. It'll be in about 6 weeks. So let's take a look at how this works. I'm going to zoom out a little bit, leave your steps up there. Use the distributive property to remove any parentheses. I have parentheses right here. I have a negative 6. It's multiplying by the parentheses. You need to write that down. that when you have a number next to a parentheses and nothing between them, they are automatically multiplying. So I'm going to multiply -6 to the 7 and -6 to the -4. I'll draw my line. I can draw this line if I want. -162. Equal sign is on the line. -6 times 7 is -42. -6 times -4 is now +24. With a k, I have used the distributive property. Now I'm going to do step 4, right here, PEMDAS backwards. Remember, what's happening to my variable k? My variable k is being multiplied by 24. And there's a -42, so it's being minused by 42. I'm going to zoom in right now so we can see this all better. All right. My variable, k, is being multiplied by 24. That's why it's touching it. And the -42 is, we can say it's adding by -42 or it's subtracting 42. The first thing we're going to do is take care of adding and subtracting. So now I'm going to add 42 to both sides. And I'm going to put it where it belongs, which is like terms. So this like term business is going to be important for us. On the left-hand side, I have a -162 plus 42. The number will get smaller because it's a negative that's becoming positive. -120 equals, this is canceled, 24k. Okay, now 24 times k, I'm going to divide by 24. Using the fraction bar, 24 on the right side, 24 on the left side. I'm going to draw a line. 120 divided by 24 is 5. -5 equals k. Is my k alone? Yes, it is. Then I'm done. Looking at the time, all I'm going to do for this second one here is I'm going to distribute and then I'm going to stop. Because I want to do some of the other questions. I have a parentheses, 8x plus 2 with a 3 in front. The 3 is going to distribute to both the 8 and the 2. The 174 comes down. 3 times 8 is 24x. 3 times 2 is 6. That's all you're going to do to start. Then you go to PEMDAS backwards to solve, which is what we did yesterday. Okay, I'm going to go to the next page, which is our second goal, how to combine like terms. How to combine like terms. I'll zoom out a little bit. There we go. Combine like terms on the same side of the equal sign. Okay, here's my equal sign. I draw my line. Like terms have the same power to the same variable to the same power. Well, here's a -4 and a -6. Neither one of them has a variable, so that means they're like terms. The 7n can do nothing with the 7n. I'll zoom in a little bit. -4 take away 6 more is -10 equals -3. I combined my like terms. -4 and plus a -6, or take away 6 more, will be -10. Okay, now if we have to solve, we're going to do PEMDAS backwards, starting with adding and subtracting. In this situation, I see multiplying by 7 and subtracting 10. So that means I'm going to start here. I have to add 10 to both sides. Plus 10, plus 10, draw my line. 7 equals 7n. Okay, times by 7, I will now divide by 7 on both sides. Divide by 7, divide by 7. Move this up. Draw a line. N, because the 7 divided by 7 is 1, and 7 divided by 7 is also 1. N equals 1. And you might say, well, why isn't there a 1 in front of the N? It's there. It's invisible. It's okay to be invisible 1 on a variable. All right, so we have time for like one more question. When I look at all these, I'm just going to do the combined like terms on the next one and distribute and combine on the one after that. So here, this question. If I combine like terms, I have an A with an invisible 1 in front of it, and a 5A with the negative in front of the 5. That's important. The negative belongs to the 5. When I combine my like terms, I have negative 22 equals 1A take away 5A's. I'm going to subtract 1A minus 5A, negative 4A's. Bring down this negative 6, minus 6, and just put it right there. We're done. You now have to do this PEMDAS backwards to solve. And we're only going to do this one. Do one more. A little bit of distributive and combined like terms. First, remove the parentheses. Distributive property. Negative 5 times negative 7. 35K. Negative 5 times positive 4 is negative 20. Minus 6 equals 114. All right, like terms, yes, I see like terms right here. Negative 20, negative 6. I'll combine them. 35K. Negative 20, take away 6 more is negative 26 equals 114. I like to keep these lined up. Okay. Now you would just solve, you would finish by, let's see, you have it, K is being minus by 26 and multiplied by 35. So you're going to start off with, first, add 26 to both sides, and then you're going to divide both sides by 35 in order to finish this one up. That's it for today.